A lot of people love knowledge, but they don't love wisdom. In this context, knowledge is what's accumulated: information, techniques, things that are the mechanisms, in other words. They come together and they form the actions that produce what we're hoping to see. Wisdom is knowledge applied, though. More and more today, there are lovers of knowledge more than there are of wisdom. Wisdom is painful. When you apply knowledge, you have to apply it on yourself. You cannot just enforce it on other people. You cannot just tag it on somebody else and expect them to understand. It has to be applicable to you. People can see when you have not applied the knowledge to yourself. The reason why it's decreasing in use is simple. Wisdom is painful. When you have to convert knowledge into wisdom, the application, what happens is you are seeing yourself. If there's information out there, say about your health, and you enjoy the information about your health, but do not apply the information about your health, you enjoy knowledge more than you enjoy wisdom in that particular area. But that's the point of knowledge. The point of knowledge is to be reflective. It's supposed to be accumulated and used, not just accumulated. Stockpiling knowledge for later use and never using it breaks its purpose. Over and over again in Proverbs, the Bible talks about a person that's described as a fool. One part particular in the New Testament, it talks about men becoming lovers of themselves, not just the body of a person, but also the ideals, the things that make a person look good, such as accumulation of knowledge. The pain of learning is a phrase that I like. There's pain in having to apply knowledge. When you read a book, say a nonfiction book, when you read a nonfiction book and it challenges you, there's pain involved. It challenges your worldview, it challenges the way that reality is described to you. And not all information has to be adapted to. There's very bad information out there. There's very bad knowledge out there. But the point is that there's pain involved because it's the reflection of you, and if you understand who you actually are. The highest point out of this whole thing today is that wisdom is painful. It humbles you. It informs on you. It tells you who you truly are. It tells you what you're made of. And when knowledge has to be converted into application where it becomes wisdom, that's painful. And not a lot of people want to go through that pain. Rather, they will put on the facade, the outside appearance of knowledge being equated with wisdom. Knowledge will be consumed and will be talked about at such a rapid pace that it gives the assumption of understanding, the assumption of contextualization, which we'll never fully achieve. We'll never fully achieve contextualizing something because we're always going to encounter another thing, another aspect that we didn't understand. See, that's wisdom applied right there. And that's where humility has to be the point of reference in knowledge. Humility that there is worlds, perspectives, realities larger than yourself that are at work around you, that you have to become a part of, wrestling with in the application of wisdom and not just knowledge. Wisdom's purpose is to guide. Wisdom's purpose is to instruct. Wisdom is to lead. Knowledge can tell us something. Knowledge cannot tell us the full perspective. Knowing something is different than being something, in other words. That's the point of wisdom. You become an aspect, a reflection, knowing a little bit about what it is to apply knowledge onto yourself, to apply it in the world around you. Perspectives start to fill in. You start to get a taste of other perspectives, other realities. And in that, we yield, we forfeit. We have to forfeit things that we think that are true and things that we think that are good, that are really not, that cannot in actuality, whereas outside of a certain environment they aren't really true. That means that knowledge is flawed. Being able to draw on wisdom means that you've lived the application of knowledge. You know what it means to you, and you know what it should imply or could do to others. All these things in consideration now. Don't just stop at coming to know something, learning about something. Quick shorts, reels, things that we micro learn today, things that we can look at a glance. They can feel like wisdom, especially when people, much like myself, are breaking things down. But applying it on yourself, that's a different story. And it's something that people need to start doing a lot more, because wisdom is fading. Impulse is rising because pain is being avoided. The pains of reality are being avoided. It takes wisdom to shift reality. We need to understand what comprises what we see before us. We need to go through the pain of learning in order to embrace the wisdoms that be, that are lingering out of sight because of the lack of application onto yourself, the lack of understanding of yourself. We need to embrace reality so that we can better understand what we're made of, so that we can better give, so that we can better apply what's around us correctly, so that we can see a better reality.